Right now at 6, take a look. Devastating flooding in Vermont having an impact now on people in Connecticut. What it means for the Connecticut River. We're live.
Voters reaching a decision on a school budget after months of battling over funding. Angela Bavaro is going to share what they decided.
And we're also following breaking news this morning in South Windsor. A crash investigation underway, and it's impacting the morning commute. Lauren Zenzi live with those details.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Well, first at 6, another warm day on tap. Of course, the big question is the humidity. What's happening there? We'll get that answer in just a minute. But good morning. Thanks for starting off your day here with us. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Keith McGilbert. Great to have you here. The sun is up high above Hartford. Meteorologist Matt Scott is here as well. Good morning.
Good morning. Look at you two color coordinated.
That's
How do
right.
you got that anchor chi going on?
We have some Yukon Huskies visiting a little bit later on this morning, so we are
really?
well prepared.
Oh, thank you for getting me involved in that too. Wearing Yukon purple.
Let's talk about the humidity. What's going on with that?
Let's talk about the humidity. I don't want to talk about that now, clearly. Forecast looking pretty good. And listen, typical July stuff. We're turning up the humidity a little bit. We've been watching the rivers, flood warnings for the Connecticut River, Housatonic. They're cresting later today, so this is better news. And shower chances on the rise, especially as we get closer to the weekend. Skies are mostly clear. That haze evident, but it's a pretty sunrise out there with temperatures between 64 and 71, 70 right now. Hartford and New Haven, 69 in Groton, those dew points. Remember yesterday? Remember how good that felt? Yeah, that's done. We are starting to see the humidity climb up, and that trend gradually continuing throughout the day. By tomorrow, we're going to get the tropical feels yet again. So here's the forecast. Temperatures with still the rain on hold getting to 90 degrees. There you go. With temperatures hot. Feeling a little warmer when you factor in that humidity. We'll talk about the storm chances for the weekend. Come on back for that in a little bit. Oh, good. Thank goodness Lauren's not wearing blue either. Clearly we did not get that memo.
Yeah, sorry. Womp womp.
Womp.
All right, we do have a lot to get to, Matt, so I'm going to get right to it. In South Windsor, as Keith and Erica were talking about right at the top of the show, we do have a road closure out there due to a crash investigation. We know that that police out there, South Windsor police, are using drones in the area. We do have some video from the scene if we could take that for everybody to see. So police are out there investigating. It is unclear right now how many cars involved, where the car is. We see some police in the wooded area over there with their flashlights from a little while ago. The drones are up in the air. So they are actively investigating this. Graham Road is currently still closed at this time. So just be mindful of this if you are in the South Windsor area. Typically travel this road for your morning commute. Let's bring it out to our next crash. This is a pretty serious crash that we're following out in Bridgeport right now on I-95 northbound, exit 27A, which goes over to Route 8 northbound. The ramp is closed, causing a pretty major impact for the morning commute. As you can see right here, there is a lot of heavy traffic out there, and as they have turned the camera. So there are a lot of firefighters on scene. They turned both of their cameras, so we can't see the scene anymore. But there is a very significant fire presence. It is unclear if there is a car fire, but at this time we are working to get more information from state police. We also have Route 17A is closed over in Portland. We do have some live pictures from our photographer Steven out there right now showing the flooding in this area. This is not anything new to the Portland area, right near the fairgrounds, but this is impacting people for the morning commute. It is unclear how long this is going to be closed, but as Matt and Rachel have been telling us all morning long, around the Connecticut River area, if you are in one of the towns near the Connecticut River, like the town of Portland, they are experiencing some flooding. So be mindful of this if you are heading out the door, because it could impact your morning commute. We'll check back in on the roads coming up at 6:30. For now, Keith and Erica, back over to you.
Lauren, thanks so much. All right, we continue this morning in Vermont, where the lives of thousands of people are being impacted by the devastating floods there.
Yes, so the scene behind us from Montpelier, the capital city, areas of Vermont's capital remaining underwater just days after torrential rain hit. So think of this almost as like Capitol Avenue in Hartford. This is downtown in the capital city. They received 2 months of rain in just 2 days. And so much of downtown right in front of the state capitol, cars submerged, you
Underwater.
name it. It is a very bad situation here. Another look at the damage from a bird's eye view of downtown Montpelier. There's the state capitol right there in the middle of your screen under the Golden Dome. Those streets flooded by the swollen Winooski River, which even on the best of days, Erica, barrels through Vermont. Some good news this morning. It appears water levels at a dam upstream, which has caused so many problems in the past, appears to be stable right now.
And then 90 miles south in Ludlow, residents and visitors are dealing with the impacts after those flash floods. It's estimated that cleanup efforts there could go on for months. A storm chaser got stuck in Ludlow after rain washed out the roads. The storm impacting more than just travel. A steakhouse on Route 103 was also impacted as water inundated the restaurant.
No, I don't think the reality has set in yet as to everything that has happened. So you're underwater for almost 7 feet underwater. That's how much water there was. And I had people sending me footage from my own security cameras of like ice machines flipping, low boys flipping, and then just watch the water rise to where it was literally a foot from the ceiling.
Akimo Mountain and other businesses at the center of Ludlow are also impacted. This isn't the first time this type of flooding has happened. In 2011, the area was devastated by the rain from Tropical Storm Irene. You might think this isn't going to affect us here, but you are wrong. It is really impacting river levels here in Connecticut.
Our region's so interconnected, especially with our waterways. Fox 61's Brooke Griffin live in East Hartford with just how high the Connecticut River could rise. Brooke, good morning.
Good morning to you both. I got the chance to talk to Rachel Piscatelli earlier, trying to find out if this was something that was normal for this area. Take a look at this. This is a parking lot here in East Hartford, right along the riverbanks. She was telling me this high of water is not normal unless we've been hit by a hurricane or a tropical storm. But even as high as it is right now, obviously coming up to the signs here in the parking lot, it still has a couple of feet to go before it actually crests later today. Now, according to the National Weather Service, the river will crest at 22 feet sometime over the next 12 or so hours. This compared to the average of about 8 feet here normally, and the beginning of a flood stage is actually at 16 feet. So we surpassed that a bit ago. Now the river will be at its highest today with a very gradual decline over the next week or so. This likely causing minor to moderate flooding here in Hartford and especially as you get further south. Experts say this threat is weeks of rain saturating the ground and filling tributaries that lead into the river. The Weather Service is asking people that live in low-lying areas near the river to take the routine precautions. They want you to have sandbags at your doors and windows and move any cars to higher ground. Now, as Rachel mentioned earlier, starting as early as tomorrow night, we could start to see even more rain. Another system is going to start coming through over the next couple of days. So combine that with the high water we already have. All of that hitting New England yet again. So people here in Connecticut and of course in Vermont as well all say that they're trying as hard as they can to be prepared. Live in East Hartford, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Brooke, thanks so much. We'll check back throughout the morning for sure. Well, meantime, at 6:08, we have an update on one of the roads closed in Norfolk due to flooding. DOT crews were hard at work repairing the shoulder of the bridge on Route 272. Now that road is now open for emergency vehicles to use, but 272 is still closed between routes 44 and 263 while further repairs are made. Officials say work is going to continue here and throughout the area for several weeks. Now, this morning, the months-long budget battle in East Hampton has been resolved.
It has. Folks, they're approving a new higher education budget during a second referendum that happened yesterday. Fox 61's Angelo LeVar joining us live in East Hampton with the details here. Angelo, good morning.
Keith, Erica, good morning. And this new education budget that was approved yesterday, this totals about $35.8 million. That is about $250,000 higher than that initial proposal that was rejected by voters here in East Hampton during that first referendum. Now, this second vote, this coming after months of parents, students, and staff, they have all been very vocal throughout this process. Take a look, packing meetings to express their opposition over that first budget proposal that would have led to staff cuts. The Board of Finance pointing to factors like unfunded mandates, rising costs, and the effort to maintain a low tax base as reasons for that lower budget proposal. The superintendent, Paul Smith, says 5 teachers were set to be cut under that initial proposal. Well, that is not the case anymore, as this new hire version does allow the district to keep those positions on board.
We have a budget. The process took a little longer this year than perhaps we wanted it to, but in the end, now we can really start planning for the fall. It's a real relief. Nobody wants class sizes to be any larger than they've been.
And during that referendum yesterday, voters also approving a new town government budget after an earlier version of that was also rejected during that first referendum. The new higher budget that totals about $18.1 million. Now, the town manager here in East Hampton does tell us that they will take a bit of a different approach to this budget process starting next year. So the town will actually be holding public meetings as early as the fall before town officials vote on anything for voters to ultimately approve and vote on during that referendum, and all of that to avoid this prolonged process that we saw this year with this budget process. We're live in East Hampton this morning. I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.